The sun goes down, the stars come out, and all that counts is here and now. My universe will never be the same. I'm glad you came.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video on Stranger Geek, and today I'm going to be giving you a beginner's edit tutorial on Videostar. And this is on the full version of it, so if you do not have it, you will not be able to do all the transitions that I'm going to be showing you how to do today. So let's begin. Okay, so first of all, I like to have all of the sections of my video cut out and having all the video clips in it. You don't really have to do this, but I like to be organized, do all of that. And it also doesn't have to be video, it can be pictures, but this is how mine looks so far. So that is the first step. Go to new and go to multi-layer clips, or however it is, multi-layers. So you have nothing on here, which that's normal. I would hope you have nothing on there so far. But you're gonna go onto this little thing that says 1, you're gonna press it, and then press the video clip that you want. So when you press play, it should be your video clip. So now I'm going to be showing you how to do the first part of a zoom in transition. So you're going to want to press on your 1 and go to edit keyframes. Now I know this may look complicated, but it's not really complicated once you get to know everything. Just don't press any of the other buttons for now. You're gonna want to go to the very end, and on any one of these little things that have the down arrow, you're gonna want to press it so it leaves a little marker there. You're gonna want to go 10 back from that position. You're gonna want to place another marker there. Now you're gonna go back all the way to the very end, and over here where it says size, you're going to want to zoom it into, you can zoom it into whatever you want. I usually zoom it into 140. And right here there would be a line. You're going to want to go there and press that so it makes it smoother. And back where the second marker is, this is the first marker, back where the second marker is, you're going to want to make sure the size is on 100. So now you're going to want to go back and go to color, and then find tracking blur. Usually it's, if I unfavorite it, usually it's over here with the other blurs. So you're going to want to adjust it to however much you want. I recommend like, not so much like this, but like this much maybe, or maybe even less than that. Yeah, about this much. You're going to want to press create, and it will soon load and give you this screen. You're going to want to press play and see if that's what you like.
The sun goes down.
And I like that, so I'm going to press done. For the second part of the zoom in, you're going to press 1 again and go to the clip you want previously like I showed you, and go back to edit keyframes. Now here's where it's different. You're going to start at the very first marker and go back 10. So you're going to press this area until it gets you to 0.10, I think. Yeah. So I pressed it 10 times. I'm going to put the size marker down there again and leave it at 100. But for the size here, it's not going to stay at 100. It's going to go back smaller. I am going to put it at 65. So you go back to 10, and it looks like this right now, but you want it to look really smooth. So you're going to go back to where the line is straight and go to this curved one. Not this one like we did last time, but the other one. So it looks like this. As you're going to see here, the first part is not filled in all the way. It's just the small rectangle that is the video, and we want to change that. So we're going to go to mirror, and you can pick any one of these 4 you want, but I usually go with the end one because I like it the most. but then again, you can pick any one you want. Then you're going to go to color, like last time, and go back to tracking blur, and blur it however much you want until you get what you want. So now with these two things combined together, it should look like this.
The sun goes down, the stars.
And that's how I do my zoom in transitions. Now I'm going to be showing you how to do a zoom out transition. So again, you're going to want to go to new, multi-layers, then press 1 again. Then you're going to go to the clip that you want to have. So this is the clip that we did last time. You're going to want to go to edit keyframes, and you'll see that none of the markers are there anymore. That's because you already made it into its own video, which you want to do that. At the very end, you're going to do the same thing as you did for the first part of the zoom in. You're going to go to the end, you're going to go to size and press the marker there. Now at the very end, instead of making it go to 140 or whatever you want, you're going to want to make it go out, and I am making it go out to 65. And again, you're going to want to make sure the second marker is at 100. Then where the line is, when the line is straight, you want to go make it the first one of the curved lines. So it looks like this. Again, you're going to want to go to mirror and tracking blur and colors. I have it like this. I'm pretty sure you guys know at this point how to get into multi-layers and select your clips. So you're going to want to press 1 again, edit keyframes. You want to have the first marker there. You're going to go all the way to 10 right here. And you're going to go to size. And instead of having it zoomed out, it's zoomed in. So just basically the opposite of the zoom in transition. And where the line is straight, you're going to want to make it the second one of the curved lines. So like this. And again, you are going to want to go do tracking blur. And create, done. And this is how the edit looks so far.
The sun goes down, the stars come out.
Yeah, that's how you do the zoom in and zoom out transitions. So next, I'm going to show you guys how to do a spin transition or flip transition, either one. Either way, it's the same transition. So you want to have a little marker at the end, and you want to go back 20. So you want to place another marker down and go all the way back to the last one. And right where it's here, you want to go all the way to 45. And you want to put that where the line is, the straight line, you want to swap that for the curved line, the first curved line, and go back and make sure this is at 0. So now you have this. You want to go to mirror, pick any of the 4 again, and go to tracking blur, and adjust it to however much you want. Now for the second part of your spin or flip transition, you want to go back to edit keyframes and go back 20. And you want to place another marker. You're going to go all the way back to 45 and make sure it's the same way you started to spin it. And right here it's going to look like it goes back to normal, but it should say 1, not 0. So you're going to want to flip it all the way back till it says 1 and do the second curved transition where it's a straight line. And now you want to put on mirror, tracking blur, to however much you want, so it looks like this.
And all that counts.
Now I'm going to show you guys how to do a slide transition. So you want a marker at the very end and 110 away from the ends. So I have it right here, and I've already done this, but for the slide transition, you want to come over to here and press up 1 and down 1 just to make sure this stays here. Now you're going to want to move it left or right, however whichever direction you choose, I'm going to move it right. You also want to make sure on the paths area you choose the first curve to make it look nicer. You also want to put mirror and stuff in tracking blur. I don't like how this looks, so I'm gonna press 2 and choose the same clip as the first, as number 1, the same clip. And I'm gonna go to edit keyframes, and I did 10 back. I started at 10. I'm gonna want to go 7 back now. I'd recommend anywhere from 5 back to 9 back, so I'm gonna go 7 back. And where it says opacity, you're going to want to put a marker there and go back 1 more and make sure the opacity is set at 100. Make sure it's set at 100 there. And then on the last one, you're going to want to make sure the opacity is at 0 and make sure it's at 100 on the other ones. Usually also, whenever I go do a spin, like a slide one, I actually use this one, so it looks like this. And that's how you do the first part of a slide. Now for the second part of your slide transition, new, multi-layer, and you're gonna pick the clip you want. You know the drill. You're going to want to go 10 back again, and this time you do not need 2 layers. Just put down the path, and if you did it to the right, you're gonna want to drag it to the left. If you did it to the left, you're gonna want to drag it to the right. But for me, I did it to the right, so I'm gonna drag it to the left, and it looks like this. But I want to make sure it looks clean, so get the second curved path and make sure it looks like this. I'm gonna go to mirror, pick this one, tracking blur, and yeah, you have your slide transition. So great, your slide transition should look like this. Second transition I'm going to be showing you guys is a circle transition. I don't really know what it's called, but I'm calling it the circle transition. You want to go to the layers and press the 2 and press color up at the top just like I did, and go whatever color you want, and I like this yellow color, so I'm going to press done. Now I'm going to press add mask and make sure it's this circle. You want to go to edit keyframes, go to the very end, go to size, put a little marker down, and I'm gonna go back 15. Okay, so now put another marker where it says size, and make sure this is at 0 and this is at 0. Now you want this to be at 100 and make this little straight line into the first curved line right here, so it looks like this. And yes, we're going to put tracking blur on this. Not a lot though, not a lot. It does not look good when it's a lot. So put very little on it. Now for the second part of the transition, select the clip you want and go to color, the same color as the last time, and go to add mask. Just press this button right here and press done. Edit keyframes and go 15 over or however many you did the first time. Make a marker where it says size and make the size 200 and put the second curved line right where the straight line would be, so it looks like this. And press back, color, tracking blur, and you still do not want a lot to be there, so it looks like this, and it looks like this now. So the next transition I'm going to be showing you guys is the double pinch transition, or whatever it is, dual pinch. Go to layout and get dual pinch. If you can't find it, you can search it up by pressing this and dual pinch, it would be right there. So dual pinch, you want to go to edit keyframes and go to the very end, and where it says opacity, you're going to want to click the little button right here and it will show you layout. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go 10 back. You can go, I would recommend 5 to 15 probably. So go all the way back to the very end and I would make my layout about 75. Put the first curved, yeah, and press create. It'll look like this.
Will never be.
So now for the second part, you are going to want to, you want to go to layouts, go to dual pinch again, and go back 10 or however many you went in the first time, go back to layout, and I would put it to about 25 probably, since I did 75 last time, and it will go back up to 50. And you want to put the second curve. I don't want to make it look super weird. I'm gonna go all the way to the end and place a marker here, and I'm gonna move this back and tilt this a little bit to the side, not a lot, only a little bit, and at the very end I'm gonna make it back to normal. And so I'll go to path, like the path, and down here I'm gonna select this one, and I'll do the same for the little area right here. So it should look like this.
I'm glad.
You also want to make sure you go to mirror and tracking blur and do this, otherwise it doesn't look the best.
I'm glad you.
And hopefully it doesn't look super bad. This is what it looks like.
Be the same.
And also, since this is supposed to be sad, I'm gonna go back to multi-layer clips and make the color gray. Hold on. You're gonna go to size, make sure the color's at 50, and I'm just gonna go to 15 and make the color fade to gray.
I'm glad you.
The last transition I'm going to show you is a little bit more difficult. You want to have 3 of the same videos in multi-layer clips, and go to the first one and add mask, and make sure it is not the circle one. Make sure it's this one where half of it is visible and the other half is not visible. And do that for the other one, but except make sure it's the opposite of the first one. Go to edit keyframes, and for now just make the opacity to 0. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the very, very end and go back, I would say about 10 again, and make sure the path is set here. And you want to drag it to whatever direction you want. I'm dragging it to the right and making sure that the curved thing is replacing the other straight path. Okay, I'm sorry. I am getting crazy. I can't explain a lot of stuff right now. You want to do the same thing to the second one, but except make sure it goes the opposite way. So it should look like this. And now on both of them, add mirror the image and go to tracking blur. Make sure it's not super high too. I'm gonna go tracking blur and make sure this one does not have any masks on it. I'm gonna go to edit keyframes and make the opacity 100. It's like the slide transition, so I'm gonna go to 7 back. I'm gonna go 7 back and make sure the opacity is 0, but at 8 back, make sure it's 100. That's how you do the first part of this transition.
I'm glad you came.
Yeah, that obviously didn't. Oh, I forgot to put the path on this one.
Glad you came.
So now the same thing, you just want 2 of them, not 3, only 2. And you want to add your mask just like you did on the first part. And whichever way you made your clips go, you want to make it go the opposite way, if that makes any sense. Oops. Okay, go 10. So basically just make sure that the first spot is kind of out of the frame and that the second part is in the frame where it's supposed to be. Okay, there we go. It should look like this, but you want to make sure the path is the second curved one and do the opposite thing. Edit the keyframes here. Go to 10. Path. And drag it this way. And make sure it has the bottom, like the second curved path. And put the mirrored image onto it. And the tracking blur, not a lot, but a little bit. And yeah. And I'm gonna go back to multi-layer clip. And this, you don't have to do this, just it's for the end. Go to color, make sure it's black, edit keyframes, make sure the opacity is at 100, and wherever you want to have it totally black, you put a marker there, make sure the opacity is at 100, and you've got your edit. So now what I did is I merged all of the scenes together by pressing edit, then merge scene, but I merged the scenes together, and now I'm going to go into new, multi-layer, and pick the video and press text. You're gonna want to go make your watermark. I'm going to edit the keyframes and make it smaller and put it in the corner and make the opacity of it 15. I'm also gonna put a color overlay on it, and I will give you the QR code for it right now. All you have to do to apply the color to your edit is press new, transform, and then you would want to press import and go to your camera roll and get it, but I already have it, so I'm just going to press create. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope some of you guys found this tutorial helpful. If you like this and you want more videos like this, please comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.